The person who owned this property called me the day Dennis and Michael and I were out moving, getting this mulch to bring. He called me out of the blue and wanted to know what's going on with the property and who got it. He was hoping it was us. And when I told him it was, and after he understood everything, he had to wait. I had to make sure he understood everything. But after he understood everything, he was happy, and he ended up saying, "Have the property with my blessing." Now, here's why that's important. We were planning this by faith, knowing that we could lose the property. But if we wait, then we've lost the opportunity to plant a lot of what we're planting. And so isn't it cool that 48 hours before we were here, he called me, and I haven't talked to him in months and months and months.
Didn't know any way to contact him.
Didn't even know how to contact him. Didn't know what state he was in. And God had him to call us.
Amen.
Just to make sure everything was copacetic. And to me, that is just a God thing, and we're just really excited about it. I very rarely had the problem of having so much help I couldn't keep everybody busy. But boy, I'm grateful that you're here. We have planted all the plants that we had to plant. But what we're going to be doing is where we're putting these strings down, we're going to leave dirt about 2 inches on each side of this string. And that's where something's going to be planted. But the hard work in all this is getting the mulch loaded and wheelbarrows moved and dumped. That's the work. Planting it that's not the hard work. I want to be, what I wanted tonight more than anything was I wanted to take a time and give to the Lord what's already the Lord's. You know the story, but when they talked to me on the city council, and Jim said, "We want to get this cleaned up, but I don't know what we do with it." And without even thinking, not even having a thought, I said, "Give it to me, give it to us." He said, "What would you do with it?" And I had never thought of it, and I said, "We'd put a community garden." And he looked at me and said, "Golly." And so I thought to myself, well, it probably won't happen. And so maybe you won't have to do it. You ever do that? You think, oh gosh, maybe this won't work and we won't have to. But God's made the way, and God's done it. There are thousands of people, tens of thousands of people around the earth doing gardens like this. But this is the only one that we know of. I'm not saying it's the only one. I'm saying it's the only one that I know of anywhere that is a community where everybody can come. They didn't have to work. They didn't have to plow. They didn't have to plant. They didn't have a fee. They can just come because they see something good to eat. They can pick enough for their family, and they can take it home, and their family can eat free, organic, fresh food. And tomorrow they can come back and do it again. So as far as I know, this is a one of a kind. It may not be, but it's what we know of now. And so we really want to sanctify this ground, this time, in our hearts. And so let's look to the Lord and pray. Don, would you lead us here?
Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you. We thank you for this opportunity, Lord. We thank you for what you brought to us. Lord, it's all you, Jesus. It's all you.
Yes, it is.
You're the one that leads us. You're the one that guides us. You send the Holy Spirit to help us, Lord. We just want this to be your light in this community,
yes.
Lord. May these plants just grow and nourish, and Lord, not only nourish physically, Lord, but nourish spiritually, Lord. May they see your light. May they not be able to walk on this garden plot and pick anything, Lord, without feeling your presence, without feeling your love, without the stresses that they maybe have throughout the day be gone, Lord, when they're here. Lord, Lord, you know how to do it all. We don't. But you just show us how to fix it all up and plant it. And Lord, as usual, you're the one that does the growth. So Lord, we just place it in your hands, Lord. It's all for you. None of it for us. No glory or anything for us, Lord, just for you. Lord, you know how you took a few fish and loaves and fed thousands, Lord. And Lord, you can do more than that here with this plot of land and with this garden, Lord.
Thank
We
you,
just lift it all up to you, Lord. We place it in your hands. We hold our hands out open, Lord, willing to do what we need to do. In Jesus' precious name.
The work is important, but more important than the work is making sure that everybody leaves realizing they did something productive. And so it's okay to take and help a little one and work at their speed, not yours, and we'll get it done. But I'd like for everybody to feel like this is my place. Moms and dads, I'd like to encourage you just whenever you can, because of the way we're doing it, weeding ought to be, I shouldn't say easy in terms of anything with a garden, but it's not going to be as difficult as it is in a normal garden. I'm finding out of one at home. But come down with your kids and come down with your family. It's not the work that we need so much, but they need and you need to have your hands in it. Where we'll witness is when we're here and somebody comes. That's where it is, you know. And so be a part. This is your garden. It's the Lord's garden. It's their garden, and so get to work.
Dumbest looking thing just floating. You can never see it moving. You can just see it floating on its own. It's like in every picture we'd go back and review and you'd see him poking around behind our shoulder.
I think that wood pile's getting a lot more done than this wood pile. But the kids are having a blast. It's really cool. Our local paper guy just happened to be coming through. It's Dave Pierce from the Posey County News, and we've been talking to him about what we're doing. It's pretty neat. You look like a man with a mission.
I'm trying to make that a garden, which would have been, you know, we covered it all with a foot of mulch. Some of it's got 2.5 feet of mulch, where there's hole and a pit, and we put in mulch where the basement is. We know that's going to rot, and we know we're going to keep it up. But we've been getting the mulch for free from the solid landfill in Gibson County. They've been good.
It's raining, but we're keeping on, keeping on. We're really getting the wood chips down. And Pastor Aaron, tell people on the video that I haven't been videoing the whole time. I actually did work a little bit.
I can't vouch for that.
Hey, you're the pastor. You have to tell the truth. I really was working. I promise.
Working is a relative term.
I love you too. I got at least a wheelbarrow full. This wood chip pile was really tall, and it's not there anymore. We're just having an awesome day. We're getting close to the end. We took care of that one wood pile. It's not there anymore. And the other one's going down rapidly. And we're putting down some more paper down here.